Helldivers, today we make our final stand against the Great Host. Welcome to another episode of The Liberty, coming to you from an undisclosed location somewhere on Super Earth. As ever, I'm your democratic host, Vanguard. Troops, it's no secret that if we fail now, the Federation as we know it will be erased from history. If there was ever a time to stand up and fight, it's right now. On today's schedule, 3 megacities have been lost. 4 remain. The Helldivers and SEAF must defend the last bastions of democracy with all their might. Many divers have diverted their attention to scrapping bots. The question is, will it be enough to bring the DSS back online in time? And one Helldiver attempts to go to infinity and beyond and gets a little less than they bargained for in today's moment of valor. The battle for Super Earth. Humanity's last stand. Endgame protocols and not dying. This is it, Helldivers. The final chapter in the battle for Super Earth. The stage is set, the enemy is enraged, and our boots are still on the ground. For days, we've defied extinction with unyielding tenacity and just the right amount of orbital firepower. We've brought righteous fury to the squids, lighting up battlefields with the glow of freedom and a few dozen well-timed eagle strikes. But now, as the war reaches its crescendo, the stakes could not be higher. Only 4 megacities remain. What has been lost, Eagleopolis, Remembrance, Administrative Center 2, is a grave reminder that managed democracy is not merely an ideal. It is a sacred trust, one now paid for in ruins and valor. These cities stood for millennia. The Illuminate reduced them to rubble in a matter of days. If you're looking for mercy from an alien empire with glowing triangles for eyes, you're in the wrong galaxy. Still, hope remains. Our sacrifices were not for nothing. Thanks to the tireless heroic efforts of the Helldivers and SEAF, Illuminate fleet strength now stands at a meager 24%. Their ships are burning, their cohesion fractured, their dignity, if they ever had any, scattered across our skies. But beware, cornered enemies are the most dangerous kind, especially when they're eldritch horrors with a deep hatred for democracy and a grudge the size of a solar system. High Command anticipates a final all-out assault on our remaining strongholds. This will not be surgical, it will not be elegant. What it will be is brutal. In other words, you're going to love it. What has come before was a prelude, a test of our endurance. This is the endgame. And in the end, when the smoke clears and the ashes settle, only one force will remain, the Illuminate or the Helldivers. Hold Super Earth. Do not relent. Die if you must, but never ever surrender. For managed democracy, for humanity, for Super Earth. Troops, may the flames of freedom burn forevermore in your liberated hearts. Operation Vestal. Duct tape, deadly death bots, and the DSS. Spare parts and planetary survival. Good news, Helldivers. The Democratic Space Station, DSS, that glorious orbital war machine and symbol of Super Earth superiority, is almost ready to come back online. The bad news is we're missing some parts. The worst news is that those parts are currently walking, crawling, and shooting lasers at anything that breathes. Welcome to Operation Vestal, our side hustle in saving humanity. To fully reactivate the DSS in time to defend Super Earth, we need to liberate approximately 200 million units of high-grade automaton scrap. Thankfully, we're already well on our way. Around 180 million bots have been processed into democracy-grade metal chunks. But with about 48 hours remaining, the final push must be relentless. Think of it like this. Every Terminid you squash helps keep the ground clean. Every squid you vaporize helps keep the skies clear. But every automaton you scrap, that powers the machine that ends wars. The DSS isn't merely a symbol. It's a massive orbital equalizer, an instrument of precise Federation-approved overkill. When it's fully functional, we'll be able to repel the squid fleets, reinforce our megacities, and remind the galaxy what happens when you poke a planet full of Helldivers. So where do you come in? Simple. Kill bots. Turn them into salvage. Feed the machine. We don't care how you do it. Hell bombs, exosuits, orbital lasers, or simply a deeply personal vendetta against mechanical life. Every dismantled drone gets us one step closer to total planetary defense. High Command is clear. Failure to complete Operation Vestal means the DSS will remain offline during the final hours of the battle for Super Earth. And no DSS means no orbital dominance. No orbital dominance means we'll be repelling squids with our bare hands and questionable attitude. So get to scrapping, soldiers. We're not just recycling robots, we're recycling hope. For the DSS, for the future, for Super Earth. Now let's cross over to Helldiver Interloper, who has the latest updates for you in today's Galactic Weather Report.
Good morning, Helldivers. Let's get into your Galactic Weather Report, where the forecast is always freedom, and the only thing hotter than the raining plasma is your burning hatred for the enemies of democracy. First stop, equality on sea. Expect heavy plasma showers courtesy of our favorite war-loving pals, the Illuminate. Temperatures will soar to a sizzling 1200 degrees Celsius near ground zero, but hey, at least you'll work up a sweat before you get vaporized. Heading over to York Supreme, we're seeing acid rain mixed with Illuminate dropship shrapnel showers. Perfect weather for testing out prototype armor coating. Civilians are advised to stay indoors, or better yet, enlist. And Port Mercy continues to live up to its name. Absolutely no mercy forecasted. The Illuminate have turned Main Street into a cosmic rave with lasers and plasma bursts, which is having a truly awful side effect on the local architecture. Meanwhile, automatons are being turned into premium grade scrap faster than you can say for Super Earth and democracy. That's all for now, Helldivers. Stay frosty, stay loud, and remember, when the universe gives you acid rain, make Illuminate killing lemonade.
And now for today's Moment of Valor, trajectory of a true patriot. In today's Moment of Valor, we salute a Helldiver who redefined the term high-velocity patriotism. Captured by Helldiver Mitch Penny, this clip features one particularly brave, or perhaps very confused Helldiver standing proudly atop the barrel of a fully operational orbital defense cannon. As the cannon charges and discharges with righteous fury toward an Illuminate overship, our airborne adventurer is seen launching skyward with astonishing speed and absolutely zero regard for physics or survival. Mitch Penny simply said she wanted to go to the ship. Well, mission semi-accomplished. She certainly went somewhere. Unfortunately, it was not to the overship, but rather into the stratosphere, followed by a high-speed return trip to the unforgiving concrete of a megacity boulevard. She may not have landed in glory, but she absolutely took off in it. Let this moment of valor remind us all that bravery doesn't always mean a clean extraction. Sometimes it means democratically detonating yourself in front of your squad and giving them a story they'll never stop laughing about. Want your glorious, epic, or hilarious Helldiver moment featured in the next Liberty broadcast? Join the Super Earth Salute official Super Discord and submit your clips in the appropriate channel. The funnier or more heroic, the better. We're always watching, and yes, we'll definitely show that. For courage, for comedy, for Super Earth. And now for the Super Earth Art of War. On Unity, learned experience, and shooting smarter. If war is a teacher, then Helldivers are its overachievers. We've studied, we've adapted, we've taken notes, usually in the form of smoking craters and the occasional friendly fire incident. Now, as the battle for Super Earth enters its final hours, the Super Earth Art of War turns to its most important lesson. Victory comes not just from strength, but from unity, wisdom, and knowing when to deploy an orbital 380mm at point-blank range. For weeks, we've been outnumbered, outgunned, and occasionally outlevitated by psychic squids. We've fought across cities reduced to rubble. We've been flanked by automatons, swarmed by terminids, and blinded by Illuminate grenades hurled by cold, tentacled fists. And yet, we stand. Because over time, we've learned a few things. That the Illuminate's glowy bits usually mean shoot here. That automaton tanks are allergic to recoilless rifles. That terminids don't understand doorways. And that's tactical brilliance on our part, not their poor design. And that standing within a shield generator relay while reloading your exosuit is peak strategic genius. These lessons were hard won, often accompanied by dramatic slow-motion deaths and occasional awkward revives. But they matter. In the chaos of battle, it's tempting to go it alone. To be the lone Helldiver sprinting heroically and unwisely across the battlefield. But every great moment of victory has come when we moved as one. Calling in coordinated stratagems, covering each other's flanks, accidentally reviving someone you just accidentally shot. That's democracy. So now, in this final stand, we do not rely on luck. We rely on each other, on training, on muscle memory, on experience gained through repeated glorious failure. We fight as Helldivers. We win as Super Earth. For unity, for strategy, for Super Earth. And thus ends this installment of the Liberty. We thank you for your attention. Remember, troops, we broadcast Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, but if any unforeseen events occur, we may deviate from this schedule. If you need a refresher, check out some of our other content. And if you haven't yet, head over to Indie Salute and Future Salute, click subscribe, and keep an eye out for new videos. Helldivers, we wish you luck as you battle the squids. See you on the front lines for Super Earth and democracy.